I feel like the way he plays really suits Palu a lot, and good old Razzly, you know, the Long Island Belmont himself in the flesh. And I know Razzly, if anything, has really been on that grind and really been saying like, hey man, like how do I improve at this game? You know, I have a lot of drive, but it feels like I'm not really getting anywhere. And you know, I know he's been like really like kind of theory crafting on some ways to improve, and really wants it. So shouts to Razzly. Let's see if you can get it done here.
Yeah, hey, listen, if there's any matchup that's going to force you to like learn how to play it right, it's going to be against Palu. This is the tri-state tried and true, learn the game. And it's a great character to learn the game from, whether you're playing as them or against them. And as Belmont, you have to take full advantage of that forward air and that back air. You are kind of pressed for your ranged options because of the reflector. If Palutena is keeping a safe distance, it's just sort of neglecting it. You see the auto reticles bouncing stuff back. And then even if, let's take reflector and auto reticle out of the picture, you know, dash attack and back air. That's just annoying for any character to deal with, but especially a character like Belmont's.
Yeah, I'm sure this matchup isn't great. I know that Razzly does have like a Snake and a Sephiroth as well. I don't know if we're going to see them. I think he's going to stick it out to Belmont, because something that I think he was saying on Twitter was like, hey, I think I really need to like fix my outlook on matchups, because like I think he was saying that like he really like wants to believe Belmont can do it, and like he wants to like have full faith in his ability and his character's ability, and I respect that. And hey man, if that's something he wants to work on, I think he's done a good job this game, because he almost got seared to death and he brought it all the way back.
Yeah, so. Listen, it's like we were talking about earlier. Like, you can make it happen. You just got to know how. And some characters have it rougher than others. This is definitely one of those matchups on paper that make it look rougher than others.
Yeah.
But it's definitely doable. And you can see where Razzly's getting his licks in. It's primarily from like those long distance picks, and also being able to really check in the damage with those poor landings from Daemon. Because Palutena is great when she's pressing the buttons, but you got to sort of be there and commit to those buttons.
Yeah.
And the being there part can be the fatal flaw.
Yeah.
But definitely not there. Excellent positioning from Daemon. Lets him secure the first stock.
Yeah, I will say that one thing that I actually think Belmont does have in this matchup is I really do think that he probably does decently at the ledge, and also the fact that like just having the range is kind of nice when it comes to the way Palutena's aerials work, right? Because Palutena's aerials, like, she's very fast, she has great air mobility and stuff, right? But like she kind of has to be like in your zone to really get like her combos going and stuff, right?
Definitely.
So being able to keep Palutena out, even though like once you get like hit, you're getting mixed, it is kind of nice. You can kind of play at that mid-range and be kind of comfortable as long as you're throwing out your options well. And I think that it's kind of what Razzly is doing right there at the ledge. Really well-spaced F-tilt, and we got an even game.
Definitely. Like, keeping that maximum space with the whip is going to be pivotal to Razzly taking the W here. And I really like the use of the Holy Water. Just trying to occupy that space and make Daemon pay the price for those poor landings.
Yeah, I really think that out of all the projectiles, I think Holy Water is going to be the one he's getting the most leverage out of, if that makes sense, right? Because it's really, I think it's probably the hardest to really pull off a Reflect on, most likely. I think the cross is going to be, it's going to be difficult to make that work, right? Just with the way that Reflect works.
Yeah, but it's not something that Razzly's really like paying for with his life. Like, at worst case scenario, it bounces back
Take
and
a little
like nothing
percent,
happens.
you know, yeah, no biggie.
Yeah, but for the most part, the fact that he keeps on putting it out there, just making it an active threat, it's forcing Daemon to respond. A really good option at the ledge does keep it to Daemon's favor, but there's, just as we saw in those first set of stocks, plenty of opportunity for Razzly to bring this to an even game.
Yeah. And I think something that we were talking about too, that Razzly was, oh wait, that could, oh wait, they traded spots!
They did.
I thought Belmont was up there.
That could have gotten really screwy really fast, but Daemon was just racked up tons of damage so quickly.
Okay, yeah, I really like that Razzly saved his jump there. Okay, F-tilt not quite going to do it. There's one thing that this character does struggle to do. Unless they get a setup, they can struggle for the kill a little bit. So
definitely.
This is something that he's going to need very soon. Not quite yet, but we do have ledge here, so this is nice. Okay, yeah, and just that consistency, man. Throw out those hitboxes. And something that Razzly was talking about on Twitter, too, is sort of like, hey, I feel like I kind of like flow chart at the ledge or flow chart when I'm in advantage. And something that I said to him was like, yo, like literally, like not even joking, like just like change your timing on your options like here and there and just see what happens.
Being proactive with when you press the button is a huge deal, especially for characters that have limited options like the Belmonts. Like, staying grounded is pivotal, throwing out your Holy Water at the right time is pivotal, your angling of the aerials or just forward tilting, those are your options. You got your tried and trues. It's just a matter of like properly seeing when to put it out. And you control the tempo as a zoner. That's your whole shtick, is you get to say when things are happening. And so as long as you don't shake that and you just remind your opponent that you're playing on your time, you're in a good spot. Like, this is the spot that Razzly wants to be in. He's bleeding.
Yeah.
He's like one touch away from exploding.
Oh, goodness. Did we see it back? Oh, did he Phantom Footstool
He
that?
did.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Oh,
that's barely going to connect. Oh. I really like the way Razzly was playing that final stock, though. You know, like, a lot of grabs, a lot of just, like, really simple conditioning with the whip. And, like, yeah, I think that something that he was also doing, too, was Tiefin was kind of doing the jump up side B on ledge. He was, like, spacing around it every time.
Yeah, that's like that level 1 play where, like, you know that Palutena is going to do it, so you have to be prepared. And it's clear that Razzly had the experience around those tools. What I want to see more from Razzly is a bit more of that confidence, though. Because there's a lot of times where we saw an errant spot dodge or a little bit of hesitation in a hitbox, and that's what cost him stage control or a stock. He's got to deal with a whole other beast now that Daemon switched on over to Falcon, so it's going to be a lot more fast pace. But if Razzly's confident in keeping his boots to the ground and keeping his spacing with his aerials and his projectiles, I think he's got it.
Yeah, honestly, I think there was some really good adaptation there when it came to just, like, the way he was positioning himself and, like, you know, just being a little more careful with the way he was throwing out the projectiles and stuff. But, I mean, this is a totally different matchup, you know, so the rules are going to change here. That game was really close. I wonder if Prince Daemon kind of wants to throw Razzly off here. Or it's also Train Tuesday, so, you know, go your funky secondaries, you know, like, I feel it.
Yeah, I mean, plus, it's a whole other dynamic of a matchup to play, because, yes, Palutena can get in your face very easily, but Falcon's doing it a lot better.
Yeah, just like that, man. I think there was a jump somewhere. I think maybe he double jumped into the knee on accident, and that's just going to be a stock, man. Belmont ain't come back from that one. Do have a lot of % on the board, though.
It's super doable, and at the end of the day, it's the same game plan that Razzly just wants to adjust slightly, where, like, you want your opponent to come to you, and you just need to execute when it's time to punish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yes, they're limited options, but, like, they're the options you got, and if you execute them, your opponent still explodes.
Yeah.
Like, the well-spaced back airs and forward airs, he's still getting them.
Yeah, and regardless, this matchup is probably, like, a better matchup, I think, for Belmont, right? Like, you know, not having the reflector. I feel like Palutena, like, in some ways is kind of like, kind of the antithesis, right, of what Belmont offers, right? But this is a matchup that, you know, I think Tiefin, or Prince Daemon, rather, has to play it a little more honestly.
Yeah, it's a different kit to play with. God damn, he's dead.
That was funny.
He's dead.
Yeah, it was a get out of here. That was insane. Yeah. I thought he messed up for a second. I was like, wait, he's dead. And then, no. Okay.
Nah, he was EX dead.
Yeah. That should have been 2 stocks right there, baby.
All right, bottle in hand. That's kind of yucky, but threw it away right away. Fun fact, if you're holding the holy water bottle, you don't, like, Belmont doesn't get another one of those.
So I noticing about Tiefin, too. Tiefen's getting quite a few parries, right? Like, I saw quite a few in that, like, little scramble there. I think this is definitely a matchup where parrying could really matter, too, just because Belmont obviously has that range. And if Falcon can capitalize or get any form of punish off those parries, that'd be incredibly huge for him. Ooh, that was a...
Oh.
No, that was so...
Too much dip on his chip.
Oh, yeah, and that was so good, too. I thought that was, like, the smartest landing ever.
That was really smart, but I think he was just a little frisky.
Yeah,
but that's kind of what I was talking about with the end of game 1. Like, I want to see more of that confidence from Razzly. Like, stuff like that, that's saucy, that's unexpected. It's also super effective. But if you don't have that confidence to bring it all the way home, you're just right outside of that window of just being able to really take a stock away from it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he's a well-practiced Belmont player. Like, Simon's
he's been at
cooking
this for a while. You know, it ain't much, but it's honest work, baby. That's what he's on. And, you know, hanging on to the ledge a little too long. Razzly will gladly take that, angle that down. Easy stock for Razzly.
I really like the read backwards, going for the dash attack, just forcing the situation back at the ledge.
Ooh, yeah, no, I've gotten hit by that.
Phenomenal spacing.
Yeah, I've gotten hit by that a few times. I can tell you what.
No, he's cooking now.
Yeah, and something that I think maybe could be a contributor to this, too, is like when Razzly SD, if he was in a player camp, he was laughing. He was having a good time, you know? Sometimes all you need is a little bit of a mental shift to say, hey, that was silly, but all right, time to not be silly, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, he knew he had it. He knew he had it. He just needed to tighten the bolts a little bit.
Just give me some time, you know?
That's kind of what we're looking at with these final stocks. Complete shift in the momentum favoring to Razzly. And there's the forward throw.
I'm not going to do, unless you DI bad like that.
Hey.
Yeah.
Tied game now.
Yeah. That was the textbook definition of like my people need me, right? Like I know it's like a meme, but like dang, like his people really needed him.
No, that boy had to go.
Yeah, that,
he had
like a magnet on him. Someone was like, "Oh, pull out the other magnet." They were like, "Oh, you're coming over here," you know.
All right, how fast did that Palutena come back?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think the Palut is coming back.
I don't agree with the stadium run back though. I'm gonna be real. I feel like Razzly's playing the stadium very well, and I also feel like because the stage is a bit on that longer end, the platforms sit close to the ledge. It favors pretty heavily to a character like Belmont who wants to just keep on repeating situations at the ledge. He has the aerial tools and the lateral tools to be able to cover all of that space actively.
Yeah, I think a lot of Palutena means really like the stage, so I guess
the stage is goated for Palu, don't get me wrong, but like she's kind of goated all over the place. She's Mrs. Worldwide.
I do also know that like whenever I play Prince team, like if I get game 1, like he's going back here too. Like so I think it may just be like a player thing, like it might be a comfort thing, right? But yeah, you know, I feel like giving Razzly all this space, like last game it was a little more troublesome, right? Because then he was really able to play the mid-range much better. And now you're giving Razzly the stage he wants, like with that momentum, where like he's like, oh, I gotta play at this distance now, right? He just kind of like gets it.
I feel like not enough people here are thankful for the stage list that Face gives them.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot more stages than PS. I'm gonna be real. I am a run back to PS2 kind of person, but the reason why I do that is because if I lose, I'm 100% taking responsibility for that. It was not the stage; it was me. We're going back, right?
See, I feel that, but at the same time, like, my silly goose ass is taking you somewhere where I'm just going to be just as confident and better if I can be. Like, yeah, PS2 nice, but if my opponent's going to have a harder time covering space than I am, then we'll go somewhere else. That was just really good occupying of space off stage, though. That'll happen no matter where you go.
Yeah, there wasn't really much Razzly could do about that. I think Prince Demon covered that space really well, just knowing that Razzly's options there were not only just limited, just non-existent. Yeah, the power switch.
Oh, it's looking good.
Yeah, it's a good switch, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's being confidently played, but
this is Demon's main, to be fair. So
Razzly's also got a bit more of a pep in his step. The damage isn't really showing it, but he's looking a bit more bold with his approaches, something that we did not see much of until the very end of Game 1.
Yeah, I feel like at the beginning of Game 1, he was like really content to just kind of like stay in the corner and throw things out, but it wasn't really working. And what kind of gave him made that game closer to last hit was just Razzly being a little more comfortable in the mid range and just using his whip a little more, right? He's at a deficit right now, but I still think that's a good game plan. But dang, man, coming back from this is going to be really tough.
These catches with the up smash at the ledge, they're kind of cooking. This was how we lost the stock on Game 1 as well. And Razzly kind of floundering at the ledge is definitely what's making this matchup look worse for wear.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep it real, too. Like, Palut's up smash is so active, right? Like,
it's very good to just charge at the ledge. There's a reason you see it very often.
This game all of a sudden is like, it's looking pretty out of reach. I don't want to say anything just yet, right?
Yeah, nothing out of reach for that whip.
Yeah, for sure. That's true. Yeah, my
that was
chasing him.
That was like the furthest touch of up air being able to net that kill. And if we see Razzly get like the momentum at the ledge again, it could happen. It's very grim. Do not get me wrong. But it's not completely undoable. Oh, now it's unbelievable.
A lot of SDs that set, man.
He got too frisky with it. There was definitely like hints of brilliance in that set, though. So it's an excellent one from Daemon, but like I see the vision with Razzly. What I want to see more of is confidence. Like if you're going to be going into that bracket,